This is the fastest way to increase your credit score for 100% free. This is the #1 question that I get all the time. Mike, how can I increase my credit score the fastest? And my #1 answer is always pay your bills on time. No, I'm just kidding. Because there's going to be people that are going to come into the comments saying that and just ignore them. There are ways to boost your credit score that won't cost you a dime. And I'm going to tell you one thing that you're not paying attention to: who you are hanging out with. Because the stats have shown us that there are 6 out of 10 people that have bad credit. That's pretty crazy. So if you're standing in a room with 10 people, kind of look around and say, I wonder who it is that has bad credit. It's pretty wild, right? Because we don't talk about it. We don't discuss how to get out of it. So in today's episode, I'm gonna really bust down the top 2 ways that you can increase your credit score that won't cost you a dime. You don't have to sign up for any programs. You don't have to do anything crazy. You can literally do this on your own, but you're gonna need somebody like me, or your mom, your dad, your cousin Day Day, somebody that has a bunch of credit cards like me. I have 44 credit cards, so you don't have to. But the thing about it is, these credit cards are super powerful because they can change anybody's life within less than 30 days. Make sure that you're locked in and you watch this till the end, because I'm not just gonna teach you one way, but I'm gonna teach you 2 ways how to increase your credit score the fastest. But before we get into this video, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so this video can get out to more people, so everyone can learn how to increase their credit score the fastest. There's a great motivational speaker out there called Daniel Pena, and he says it very clearly: show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I surround myself around people that have good credit, are fundamentally sound with their finances, and we literally just bounce ideas off of each other. We teach each other things that a lot of people don't actually teach each other and don't talk about. But one of the biggest ones is credit cards. Because I have so many credit cards, I can literally take one of these credit cards and add someone onto that credit card as an authorized user. We'll just use this one as an example. Citibank. I add you onto this credit card as an authorized user, and you're instantaneously going to see some type of credit score increase. So let's go ahead and jump into this video and get into part #1, being added as an authorized user to any credit card. Imagine being added to the American Express Platinum card, and you get your own Platinum card. You're like, yeah, man, I'm in the American Express family. But stop. No, you don't want to do that, because guess what? This does not work with American Express credit cards, any American Express credit cards. If you're going to do this and have yourself added on as an authorized user, do not use American Express, because American Express is the only credit card company that will not add the previous payment history onto your credit profile. So the entire point of being added on as an authorized user, we'll use this credit card as an example. Somebody, your family member, your friend, your mother, your brother, whoever is going to add you onto their credit card as an authorized user. You're going to get all of the payment history from that credit card added onto your credit profile. And that's what's gonna help boost your credit score. I wanna give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created. And specifically to Wesley, Wesley's credit score went up over 226 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And also Marcus's credit score went up 337 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And let's not forget Richard's credit score went up 446 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast is going to be pinned at the very top of the comments and in the video description for anybody that needs to fix their credit. Last part's the most important. But you're not just getting the positive payment history, you're also going to get the credit limit. The credit limit is also going to be added onto your credit profile, which is tremendous. So if you got somebody that you know that has really stellar credit and they add you onto a credit card that has 10 years of positive payment history and a $10,000 credit card, you're going to see a massive boost to your credit profile and your credit score. And this is why it's important to have friends and family members that have good credit, so you can help each other grow. And you don't have to pay somebody to be added on as an authorized user, because yes, there are companies out there that do offer to actually sell you trade lines. It's either 30, 60, or 90 days. It is only temporary. So remember that it's only temporary. temporary and it's only gonna last 30, 60, 90 days if you pay for it. Now there's some of them that will last longer, but again, it's gonna continue to cost you money. If you do this with a family member, that family member can help you out. If you do it with a friend, they can help you out. And also be aware, if someone adds you onto a credit card, they don't have to give you the physical credit card. That person can keep the credit card and then you'll still actually get all of that information added onto your credit profile, helping you increase that credit score fast. But two things you need to understand here. Rule number one, that person that adds you onto their credit card cannot have a big balance, because if they are carrying a big balance, it's going to show on your credit report also, and that's gonna potentially hurt you. You also wanna make sure that that credit card has no late payments from the moment it was open, because guess what? If they have a late payment on that credit card, now that information is gonna be transferred over onto your credit profile, and we don't want that negative juju. So remember, no late payments and no high utilization, meaning no high balances on that credit card you're going to be added on as an authorized user. And for all my parents out there, you got a teenager that you want to teach them how to use credit cards. You want to add them on as an authorized user when they're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Guess what? Don't do it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to add them on as an authorized user, because they will get none of that payment history. They will get none of it until they turn 18. So remember that. If you're going to add them on as an authorized user to your credit card, you want to do it only for the educational part, to teach them how to use a credit card. Teach them that this money is not theirs. It doesn't exist. It's just an extension for you to get benefits and stack points and be able to get cashback rewards. But again, adding them on to your credit card as an authorized user before they turn 18 will not help their credit. It will not start to report until they turn 18. A lot of people think that adding their kids on early is going to help them. No, it really doesn't do anything. It's the same thing, because remember, the moment you add anybody as an authorized user and it reports, they're going to get all of that information. So if they're below 18, it doesn't matter, because once they turn 18, you add them, that's going to help them. We did that with my son, my nephew, my other nephew. I've helped boost all of my family members' credit scores that were willing to actually do this and wanted to better themselves. But there's a big question that people ask me, okay, well, if I've got bad credit and someone adds me onto their credit card, will it hurt their credit when they add me? Will they get my bad credit? No, absolutely not. Remember, we are only getting the information from their credit card onto our credit profile. Your bad credit is not gonna affect them. But understand something also. This is very important, because a lot of people wanna do this when they're in the credit repair process, the credit building process. If you have negative items on your credit report, you will not see the same effects that I would with no negative items and someone adds me on as an authorized user. You're not going to get the full benefits. Yes, you're going to see your credit score go up. You're gonna see some of it actually impact your credit, but you're not going to see the full effect until you have no charge-offs and no collections. And if you're carrying high balances, you may not see the full actual benefits of it also, depending on how big the credit card limit is added to your credit profile. Now, here's the biggest tip that nobody ever tells anybody. Let's say, for instance, you're really capped out on a bunch of your credit cards. You're maxed out to the max, and you're like, I can't get anything. I can't get a loan. Well, if you can find someone to offset those balances that you're carrying on your credit cards. Let's say, for instance, you got $4,000 worth of credit card debt and you're like, man, I'm drowning over here. If you can find someone to add you onto a $10,000, $20,000 credit card, that's going to offset those balances and allow you to potentially get approved for some type of personal loan. This is why it's important to understand and know all of your friends' actual credit standing, so you can be like, yo, help me out, bro. Can you add me on as an authorized user? I need to get approved for this loan, but I need to squeeze out some more points, because remember, the higher the utilization you have, the more your score is going to drop. But if you can lower that utilization, you're going to raise that credit score instantaneously. So if you can find a homie or a family member that's got high limit credit cards, add them to your credit profile to offset it, you've just beat the game. Now, this is my final tip on authorized users. Now, if you can find a credit card that has 5 years of credit history and a $5,000 credit limit, that's fabulous for your credit profile. Even something with 2 years is good, but more than 5 years is the sweet spot. But if you can find someone that has a $10,000 credit card limit plus 10 years of payment history on that credit card, then you've hit the jackpot and you've really put your credit score on steroids. You'll see your credit score shoot to the moon. We've seen over 100-point gain just from adding a credit card with a $10,000 credit limit payment plus 10 years. Let's put the chart up on the screen right here so you guys can see it. The reason why this is impacting your credit score, I want you to see exactly why and how it worked, because we're injecting positive payment history. Payment history makes up 35% of your credit score, exactly as it's shown on the chart. Then credit utilization, when we add that credit limit to your credit profile, that is going to affect 30% of your credit score. So we are making a huge impact on 65% of your credit score. Now make sure that you pause this video and you screenshot this chart right here so you can save it and always come back to it when you have questions about your credit and how you can actually control it. Because you can see I break it down right here on this chart exactly how every category and how many points it actually controls. Now moving on to part 2, pay down your credit cards. If you can't offset it with an authorized user, then you need to focus on paying down your credit cards to below 9% utilization. And let's put the chart up on the screen. Now there's a lot of confusion out there, negativity, misinformation about how much of your credit card you should use or how much of a balance you should report. Now the maximum amount of points that you can get per the category of utilization is 165 points that you control. Now every time you report a balance, your credit score drops. Then once you pay off that balance and it reports it lower, your credit score goes up. It's like a seesaw. It goes up and down and it drives people crazy. You're like, oh my God, what happened to my credit score? You reported a balance. That's why your credit score dropped. So remember, the golden rule is always, it doesn't matter how much of your credit card that you use. What matters is the balance that reports every single month. That's what matters. So let's put this chart up on the screen. This is directly from FICO. I didn't make this or alter it. This is directly from FICO. More than 90% of lenders use a FICO score for any type of lending decisions. As you can see, it is okay to report. You see right there, it says outstanding debt, overall utilization of revolving trades. This is only your credit cards. Only your credit cards affect your utilization. Not any car loans, student loans, installment loans, personal loans, none of that. Only credit cards. 0% utilization is gonna get you 55 points. Then if you carry 1 to 6%, you're going to get 65 points. That's only a 10-point difference if you actually wind up carrying a balance and you're paying interest. Now, if you look to the very bottom of this chart, it says box number represent the maximum points possible minus the actual points received. So you could have potentially already got those 10 points. And you think in your mind that you're like, oh my God, my credit score drops. No, your credit score is gonna go up and down. As you report 0, as you report a balance, it's always gonna go up and down. You can, in fact, consistently report 0% utilization. That doesn't say, oh, I'm not using my credit card. No, that doesn't mean that. It means none of that. What it means is you owe the bank no money. So let's stop listening to those idiots on social media that are telling us, yeah, man, don't report 0 because then it's gonna show that you're not using your credit card. That's not true. Remember, it doesn't matter. It's not showing that you're using your credit card. It will only show that the card is active. That's what it will show. But it doesn't report how many times you use your credit card, how much of your credit card that you're using. No, it's only the balances that report is what it's teaching you and showing you. But pay attention to this chart because once you break 7% to 19%, you're only gonna get 50 points. Once you get up to 20 to 49%, you only get 45 points. And of course, the higher the balances that you report, the higher the utilization you report, and the lower the score you're going to get. You're going to burn points. You're going to lose points very quickly because you are in fact carrying balances. So make sure that you understand and learn your statement closing date. Pay your credit card off 2 days before your statement closing date. Then once your statement closing date hits, then you stop using the credit card for 3 to 7 days maximum because the actual credit card company has 3 to 7 days to report your balance to the credit reporting agencies. That's why there's that little window. You're like, okay, I already paid my card off, but then I used it. Why is it reporting a balance? Well, because you paid it off, but then you went and used it. So just leave yourself a 3 to 7 day window so it reports that 0 balance or 1 to 6%, whatever you feel comfortable with. It's up to you at the end of the day. I don't care. It's your decision, okay? Me personally, I'm not paying anybody any interest if I don't have to. And it's just that simple. Just learn how to control the balances that report to the credit reporting agencies and you have taken full control of your credit score. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered another big one on how to increase your credit score the fastest for free. Now make sure that you watch this next video because it is about some credit builders that you may want to look into if that's what you're looking for. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.